You want to know what fucking sucks? I'll tell you what fucking
What
sucks.
sucks?
Shoveling a ton of gravel. That fucking sucks.
Yeah, if you got lady
The whole
muscles.
entire time I'm shoveling, all I'm thinking is, who the fuck are the women that wanted equal rights? The women's movement. Who wanted to do the man's work? Because I fucking didn't. I'd rather be inside making sandwiches and serving iced tea. Fuck this bullshit. I don't want
She's
to
too
be
through.
equal. I don't want any part of being equal. I will make sandwiches. I will cook dinner. I will wear an apron. I will clean house. I'll vacuum. I'll do whatever I gotta do to keep from fucking shoveling rock. And the difference between TikTok and Facebook is after I get this shit done, I'm going to get on Facebook and brag about everything I accomplished and how fucking happy I am. But just know the truth. I'm pissed. I'm not happy. It doesn't make me feel good. No part of it. Don't want to do it.
I can wear pants. I can wear a top that shows most of my body, and I continue to do so because of all the women who fought for that. Women have the right.
Women didn't fight for you to walk around looking like a whore, okay? That's not what they fought for. They fought for your right to vote, the right for your education, the right for you to play a sport. Jesus.
Feminism or low gas prices?
I guess low gas prices, because ever since the feminist movement, it's been a lot harder for me to find a guy to pay my bills. And all of a sudden I have to work and I have to do all these things. And I honestly don't want to work. I would rather stay in the kitchen. Mind you, I need some cooking classes, but I think I could take a couple cooking classes and make somebody really happy.
Your actions matter. This is what happens. You think, oh, it's fine, they just might not open the door for us because of all the raging feminists, but you can't act out. Society does change. There is such thing as social engineering. People change their behavior. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, women end up in a really bad situation. Like, she can't get anybody to help her up. Those dudes aren't checking for her, they're not even gonna look at her, they're gonna ignore her. Yeah, we need help. I don't know. It's just like non-stop. Like, let's stop acting out and let's act correct. And at least make the perception that we're not going to perpetuate negative behaviors. Come on. Like, set an example. Like, if you do see someone acting out, make sure to, like, respond accordingly. But luckily, a woman did come, rush over and help her up. But yeah, great point.
Me, I already know, but I don't care. Why is it that modern feminism just promotes this idea that absolutely nothing is a woman's fault ever? Even in her own life, her own choice. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's men. It's all men. And I get these comments all the time saying like, oh, you're shaming women because they got abused, or you're shaming women because they got, hurt by a man or whatever. You're shaming them like it's their fault. First of all, no, I'm not. It's not your fault that a man is evil and abusive. Okay, that's not your fault. You're not responsible for that. But you are responsible for yourself and the positions that you put yourself in. And me personally, if I was consistently choosing these absolute garbage men to date, marry, whatever it is, that are consistently abusing me, I think it's fair that you should self-reflect. Like, you can sit there all day long and go, men are horrible, men are trash, men are this. Okay, but is that helping you? Is that serving you? Is that mindset getting you anywhere? No. So instead, why don't you take a little responsibility, self-reflect, and evaluate, why is it that I keep choosing these horrible people? And then correct that. And do better for yourself and have a good life instead of whining and crying all the time that men are so horrible. Not all men are horrible. Not all women are good. But you can be good and you can make good choices. I don't know. I just feel like sitting here and telling women that nothing is their fault it's not helping anyone. It's just not. And I know there's people that are going to sit there and go, that's not what's happening. Is that what's happening with every single person in the world? No, I'm not addressing every single woman in the world. I'm addressing the ones who think this way, because there are women who think this way. And they live in my comment section. Every woman is capable of making better choices for herself. Don't be a victim. Don't waste your time sitting there blaming men for all your problems. Be smart, make good choices. You're capable. Do better for yourself.
A few current ladies are communicating lament about women's liberation, and seeing why is not hard. Articles and studies are stacking up with nothing new. Women's liberation's vocation and autonomy mantra has left them helpless in the individual connections and day-to-day life office. Take the moderately aged vocation lady who focused on her work over family. Presently, she's swimming in dejection and wishing she'd began a family before. Exemplary, the determined push for vocation, achievement, and freedom has made tracking down a serious accomplice a close to difficulty. Then there's the depreciation of customary family jobs. Mona Charan, in her book Sex Matters, nails it, contending that women's rights fixation on freedom and expert achievement overlooks the significance of family and common help. No big surprise, such countless ladies feel unfulfilled and like they've passed up private fulfillment. Also, we should discuss sexual freedom because of women's liberation. More men are deciding on relaxed connections over responsibility. Why settle down when you can have every one of the advantages without the strings? This has left a huge number of ladies freezing their eggs, frantically attempting to find accomplices able to begin families. Women's rights guaranteed freedom, yet for some ladies, it conveyed dejection, lament, and a ticking natural clock. Bravo, women's liberation, bravo.
Me, like, drafts me in the military. I'm so sorry. I'm running the other way.
Do you think that men have a duty to defend you while you sleep? Do you think that men would be cowards if they did not go to the draft?
I don't necessarily think they'd be cowards.
Well, then who would protect you?
Couldn't tell you.
Do you think that men have a responsibility to show up for the draft if they're drafted? To defend the nation and make sure that you're protected?
Yes.
Well, then how come you don't?
If men who aren't drafted in the military don't protect us, I don't know who's going to protect us.
Right. So if they have that responsibility and they're cowards if they don't go to the draft, right? Somebody has to go. You prefer that it's them over you, right?
Yes.
That doesn't sound very equal. You're talking about feminism being part of this equality and anti-patriarchy. It would appear that the patriarchy is necessary because you want them to go and fight wars on your behalf so that you can sleep at night without having any troubles, right? And you don't want to go fight those wars.
So nothing bad happened? You didn't wreck it? You didn't hit anybody? You didn't run anybody over? You didn't get a speeding ticket? Wait, Jeffy, why are you making that face? Jeffy, did you get a speeding ticket?
If anyone cares, I now identify as bacon. 73% fat and salty as buck.
This is Put a Finger Down, Places You've Had Sex edition. In a car. In a hotel. In a shower. Someone else's house. A movie theater. A cemetery. School. Work. A park. A river, pool, or beach. Woods. Or in your own house.
Whoa, 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 whoa. No. No, we're not doing that. No. I don't know why you're into this, but we're stopping it right now.
I'm sorry. Not everybody fits in the bad bitch genre. It's a genre. Not everybody fits on the Rasta.
Can someone tell me why it still hurts even when, like, you're getting back into dating and you feel more mature and you end things with someone after, like, a couple of dates? And, like, I've been on, like, 3 dates recently, like 3 dates with 3 different guys, but I've gone on, like, second dates with all of them, second or third dates, and I ended it with one guy, the other guy ended it with me, but I was gonna end it with him anyway, so that was mutual. And this other guy, you just can tell he doesn't feel it. And, like, I thought that because I'm more mature and because it's mutual, or because I'm making the decision, that it would be less hard and I would be less sad because it's early on and stuff. But I think when it's just stacked on top of each other, like, it adds up. Like, why am I crying? Like, does anybody else feel this way? Even just, like, when you feel like you're mostly healed and you're going back into dating, like, why does it still?
The old-fashioned thought that men ought to shield ladies is well established in standards of valor and assurance. Quick forward to now, and this thought is getting a gigantic upgrade for the sake of orientation uniformity, certainly an as yet grip to the conviction that men ought to be the defenders, yet others are waving the banner for shared liability, paying little heed to orientation. With regards to the choice to get one's reproductive ability limited, it's a world full of unknowns. Tubal ligation offers super durable contraception. However, it's not only a clinical choice, it's a social and close to home landmine. Ladies specifically face cultural judgment and profound weight going with this decision, a profoundly private and complex one. Dating conduct among men, goodness, it's advancing okay, however, not like clockwork. Customary orientation jobs are being thrown through the window, preparing for a more liquid way to deal with romance and connections. Men are currently being bumped toward weakness and close to home transparency, shedding the rundown generalizations of aloofness and strength. So we are right here exploring an untidy, unusual scene where everything is available to anyone and nothing is basically as straightforward as it appears. Cheers to that.
Story of how in 11th grade I became a school slut. I just moved across country and started at a new school. I had exactly one friend. We'll call her Shady, because she was a shady fucking bitch. She started dating a senior boy and didn't want to hang out with me, which is fine. But she got all these new cool friends and they didn't like me because I was new and a girl, and I guess that's enough reason. Well, Shady started telling everybody that I fucked a bunch of people, and I was like, what the heck? How? Who? I literally sit at home and watch Harry Potter. I have no friends. Nonetheless, they'd taunt me in the hallways and be like, you slut. Or they'd follow me to the classroom and be like, we're gonna beat your ass. They'd message me on Facebook and be like, we're gonna kill you. And I'd be like, why don't you like me? And they'd be like, die. And I'd be like, okay, fair enough. So I got tired of the bullshit. I was like, I'm gonna become the one thing they fear the most. A real whore. So shortly after, I made one other new friend. His name was Juan, and he was great, and I loved him, and he would invite me to all the parties. I'd go to these parties to get drunk and make out with the guys that these girls liked. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty petty, but yeah. So when I would return to school after the weekend, they'd be like, you're a whore. I'd be like, true. There's really no moral to the story, but if you can't go high, just go really fucking low and beat bitches at their own game.
Present-day women's rights' effect on dating and connections is a genuine bazaar. Indeed, it's given individuals the guts to request their freedoms and flip customary orientation jobs on their heads, but on the other hand, it's caused a serious ruckus about how this affects our everyday connections. Single parents have it much harder. Adjusting children and dating is difficult enough without society heaping on with its obsolete decisions. However, many single parents are over here crushing generalizations, showing unbelievable strength and tracking down genuine associations, notwithstanding the chances. At the point when you jump into women's rights, dating conduct, and individual encounters, you perceive how society's standards and individual decisions conflict and advance. It makes us question the old principles and take a stab at somewhat really understanding and sympathy in our connections, yet we should be genuine. The excursion is uneven, and the discussions are not even close to finished. This concludes our A4 anonymous coverage for the day. Click that like button, please. Make sure you hit that notification bell in addition to subscribing. Leave a comment telling us what you think. Have a great day tomorrow.